say that before we go live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hangin Sangin. I'm Kelly McCartney from the Bluegrass Situation. With me today at 21C Museum Hotel in Nashville, Leyla McCalla. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here too.
We are here to talk about your latest record, A Day for the Hunter, A Day for the Prey, which came out last year.
Last May.
Very Colored Songs was 2014 as well. Your two solo records. So you were classically trained as a cellist, right? With studies in chamber music and whatnot. Do you feel like having that formal education is what allows you to do the experimentation on the instruments that you do?
I think it's definitely a part of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like I often get asked this question, like, how has your classical training affected, you know, what you do today? And I'm like, well, without my training, I wouldn't know how to play the cello.
Right.
And I wouldn't know, like, what I'm kind of rebelling against,
right.
You know, if I didn't
But a
have
lot
that.
of people who are experimenters are sort of the self-taught types,
Right.
and they're like, oh, I don't really know how to play this banjo, so I'm going to play it this way.
Honestly, I've never met a cello player that didn't have some kind of classical formation. I think
Right.
that's more common on
cellos.
On instruments that are in like the folk
Right.
realm.
Right,
You
right.
know, that's more of an oral tradition.
Right.
Whereas classical music, it's all, you know, written, and you learn how to read and play, and that's more common.
Yeah.
Even if you don't end up knowing how to read at the end.
Yeah. But you've brought the cello into the folk world.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that I started sort of experimenting with just getting away from the page, and that was like kind of how it started for me. And I studied cello with this incredible cellist named Rufus Cappadocia, who I met him when I was 18 years old at a party, and he was playing with a Haitian roots music band, and he was like rocking the cello, and it just blew my mind. And I remember feeling kind of like this 180 shift moment where I was like, I should just do that with my life, you know, instead of think that I have to be like this classical performer in order to be legitimate, you know?
Yeah. Don't have to aim for first chair anymore.
Right, exactly. I was like, who cares about first chair? I could just be, you know,
the chair.
Yeah, exactly. I could just be the cello player.
Yeah.
And that was more exciting to me because I felt, you know, just restricted by the culture of classical music, and realizing that I was interested in other cultural experiences with, you know, and social experiences with music, and wanted to be able to play with people without that, you're doing it wrong or you're doing it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the rigidity of the form.
Right, exactly. And also just this whole concept of right and wrong, it becomes more blurry in the folk world, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, that was more fun for me. And I learned a lot of different, you know, sometimes I did a bow bouncing technique, and that's definitely something that I picked up from Rufus.
Right.
But then there are other things that I feel like are informed by my guitar playing. I taught myself to play guitar when I was 13 years old. Just
so there's a little
finger
of the
picking
self-taught side of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's easier to access, for me, it's easier to access that self-taught side of me with knowledge of what I'm doing in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Well,
it doesn't work like that for everybody, so.
Right, but that is like, you know, jazz musicians can improvise so well because they're so deeply steeped in the actual techniques. Even
like the free jazz musicians, they're, you know, they're coming usually from a place of deep knowledge of like traditional classics, you know?
Yeah. And one of the other things that I think that I love so much about your music is that are the social justice themes that you weave. Is that a product of, I mean, your parents were Haitian immigrants, they were activists, so were identities and histories and those issues sort of just central in your family life? Is that just in your DNA?
I think so. I think it's also just central to my life, feeling this conflict between being a daughter of immigrants, but also a daughter of the United States of America.
Yeah.
And growing up in New Jersey and New York and, experiencing these different cultures, but also this feeling of otherness, and I feel like that's something that I've been sort of trying to understand, through songwriting and through learning these traditional songs. And I just find that there's so much misconception that especially for kids of color and people of color in general, there's always this feeling of lack or not being enough. And I think that it's this very sort of white supremacist standard that we are holding ourselves to socially, in society. And so I feel like as an adult, that's been something that I continue to understand and fight against, because I think, there's more kids that come and see my concert with their parents that feel like it's okay to be other, and actually it's kind of cool to be other, and it's cool to accept who you are.
Yeah.
So that's been definitely a big theme for me. My parents, I always understood that they were passionate about their work, and that they were some voices of authority on human rights, especially when it comes to Haiti and especially immigrants' rights and refugees coming from Haiti to the United States. But I never understood exactly why those situations existed in the first place, and why there's this poverty. And I think I got to travel to Haiti when I was young, but old enough to understand how privileged I was. And so it's just I've always just been really struck by the similarities of feeling that I have, of otherness, even when I'm in Haiti, because I didn't grow up in Haiti. I'm American, and I'm kind of, on this other side of extreme privilege. And then you come here and you're just like, I'm a Black African-American, Haitian-American woman, and I feel that, know, and it feels completely different, but I'm still the same thing, and I think my mom, especially when I was growing up, was very, wanted me to be confident and wanted me to believe in myself. And I think the more she kind of tried to make me feel that way, the harder it was for me to feel that way, because I think that's something that you just have to find yourself. As much as the people that love you and your parents want you to feel this certain way about yourself and carry yourself in this certain way, it's such a journey, and it's something that I think music has been hugely healing in that way.
No doubt.
But also my parents, they weren't musicians at all, but they encouraged me, and they once other people sort of, I had really great teachers who were able to say, your daughter's really talented. Being a musician in the first place.
And you're telling such important stories with your songs. I'm curious if you're representing a number of different voices, even in just using different languages to voice those stories. So are all the stories you tell, are they sort of part of your story, or are you reaching your arms out for even more inclusion, just because, like you said, the histories we're taught are incorrect? And there are artists like you and Rhiannon Giddens and Valerie June and Dom Flemons who are forging a new legacy. They're, sort of not rewriting history, correcting the record. So how important is that for you to do that, to leave for even your own daughter?
I mean, for me, it's kind of everything, because I feel like there's still so much misinformation and misconception about American history, but, you know, for me, of course, I'm kind of getting deeper and deeper into understanding Haitian history, and I live in Louisiana, and Louisiana history is so intertwined with Haitian history, and so I find myself kind of in that place, realizing the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere actually has had great political ripple effects in the United States and in shaping United States foreign policy, and I think that that's something that's largely underrepresented when you think of history, and then like Haiti and the United States and their relationship. You know, a lot of the time it's seen as like we're, you know, so generous in providing aid to Haiti, whereas that's historically really not accurate. Right. And, you know, I think that slavery and the conversation around slavery is huge and can't be underestimated. But it is underestimated.
It's like underestimated. We just want to brush
it away.
Yeah, but it's also
say it, you know, not say it didn't exist, but we don't want to talk
we
about
how
it's related
it a little bit,
to what's
certainly.
happening today. You know. And so I think that's really interesting, and I think that people need to understand that, whether you're old or whether you're young, or, you know, white, black, yellow, red, green, purple, you know, it's just like, I think knowledge is power, and, you know, if we have better knowledge, then we can make better decisions for our children.
Going forward.
You know, and so, it's important for me. It's really important for me.
Yeah. I love exploring how geography informs people's creativity, and I also love kind of figuring out, because just for my own life, like our search for our place in the world. In New Orleans, those two things sort of collided for you, didn't it? A little bit, like you sort of found your physical place, but it also has helped you find your creative place.
For sure. Yeah. And I think I think for me, the creative place kind of indicates where I should physically be. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And I left New York in 2010, feeling like I think I'm an artist. I think I can be a singer. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm a composer. Right. You know, kind of not in crisis, but definitely searching for a creative identity. And I feel like New Orleans really gave me that. Me the. And it still continues to do that for me. To feel like, hey,
the deeper you dig,
I can fit into all of those boxes, and that feels really good to be surrounded by people who are also fitting into multiple boxes like that. You know, and inspired by traditional music and history and all the things that I love. You know? Yeah. So it's great.
What did your time in the Carolina Chocolate Drops? What did that do for helping you find your place in the musical landscape?
Well, I think that, you know, for me it was such an incredible experience to be part of a group that was all young, black folk musicians who, and I think that there was just power in that, you know, the statement that made, like, you know, when we arrive somewhere together, people are just like enamored
what's going
with that
on?
Thing,
you
know?
Yeah.
I think that it also made me realize that the conversation about Haiti was missing, and that was something that I became increasingly passionate about during my time at the Carolina Chocolate Drops, and sort of relating, you know, Haitian culture to American Black culture and history, and connecting those things. And so I definitely was really inspired by, you know, the Carolina Chocolate Drops' mission of sort of setting the record straight about Black string band music, and that was extremely inspiring to me. And then it kind of pushed me further and further into like, well, there's this whole Haitian string band music tradition that no one in the United States in the folk world even knows about, and I felt like that's something that I could offer, you know, and that was something that...
a little bit of a calling?
Yeah, it felt like, you know, and then I think that kind of helped me make the decision to release my own album and be brave and go out on my own by watching the way that they were brave and were putting this project together, and and also the incredible amount of hard work and teamwork and creative focus. I mean, all of those things are, I don't feel like you can learn that unless you're doing it, you know? And so it was an incredible learning experience. Yeah. I would say that's like my master's degree.
Right. You know? No doubt. No doubt. How about doing a song?
Sure.
You're going to do Day for the Hunter first?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to the album. I want you to pray not for me, for the souls who have gone away before. If I am mistaken, I want you to pray not for me, for the souls who have stayed like me before. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. If they take me away, I want you to pray not for me, for the souls who have been taken like me before. If I am mistaken, I want you to pray not for me, for the souls who have stayed like me before. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey. Day for the hunter, a day for the prey.
Leyla McCalla. Thank you. Okay, enlightening round.
Okay.
Do you need to put the cello down to make sure you can handle this?
Sure. That
I know you're a little nervous.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
You guys built it up.
Don't be scared. So I'm going to list places.
Okay.
You tell me the best or worst lesson you learned in each of these. Either or.
Best or the worst lesson? Okay.
Yeah. New York City.
Oh my God. Too many lessons. I think the best lessons were to just make it happen, figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that was a great lesson for me.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. Just do it.
That's
do
the
it
spirit.
all, and that's why I left too.
Yeah. Jersey.
Jersey. Get out of Jersey. That was the well. You know what? No disrespect to New Jersey, but I think that was the lesson that I learned, and that was the lesson that I needed.
All right. West Africa.
West Africa. West Africa. Living in Ghana. That the world is just so big. There's so many people in so many different situations, and it's important to just remember that so that you don't get too in your head and too full of yourself.
We all live in our bubbles and we forget,
Yeah.
or we ignore.
Mm-hmm.
It can't go either way. Haiti.
Oh man, spirit and love and culture, music, creativity, everything.
All of the above.
I know that sounds like that's a big list, but I feel like
if that's what you got from it, that's what you got.
It's such a cool thing to be Haitian and to be learning about it, kind of as an outsider, in a way.
Yeah, the road.
Keep track of your stuff.
Pack lightly.
I'm still learning
pack smartly. Yeah.
Try to pack smart. Yeah. You're gonna acquire lots of things.
Wow.
And try not to lose your phone charger, or your laptop.
Yeah.
Or your instruments. Make sure the car is locked. Make sure the baby is fed.
Well, that's another long list.
I'm just learning lessons everywhere.
Yeah, you are. Last one is New Orleans.
New Orleans. New Orleans. You can be yourself. It's okay. Yeah. Yourself is enough.
Yeah. That should be the lesson we learn everywhere.
Right?
But it's not. I mean, maybe.
Sometimes we need to go different places to really hammer it home.
Yeah.
And when I'm in New Orleans is when I feel the most myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's such a wonderful thing to find your place in the world, either professionally or whatever way, to know that, I belong somewhere.
Yeah, I recently was kind of thinking, my husband's from Quebec, and I started thinking maybe I should be in Quebec, and they have social services, and they have this, and they have that, and, maybe one day we will, but I got back from tour this summer, and I was like, this is home. There's no way.
Nice.
I can leave right now.
Yeah.
It feels good to have that clarity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Second song. Yeah. Bust out the banjo.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Which one you gonna do?
This is a song called Pese Café.
I will not sing along.
Maybe some people out there will be singing along. Yeah. This is a Haitian song. It's a classic tune. It's like every Haitian band has played this song, and but it's a song about weighing coffee, and it's called Weighing Coffee. That's the name of the song, but it's not about weighing coffee. It's about being detained by the police on your way to doing a job. So the song says, "My mother."
So it's not at all relevant to anything.
No, it has nothing to do with anything that's happening now.
Yeah.
On that note, it reminds me so much of what's happening in the United States today, and in so many places in the world where people are, their sovereignty is taken from them, and so I want to sing this song for those people.
Here's to him, Leyla McCalla.
Mamãe voe beber café hoje. Anaïva não suporta junto ma mulher arrêter. Mamãe voe beber café hoje. Anaïva não suporta junto ma mulher arrêter. Ça m'appelle la qu'elle est arrivée. 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 Mamãe foi fazer café hoje. Andei vamos nos botar junto a mamãe arrete. Moça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Mamãe foi fazer café hoje. Andei vamos nos botar junto a mamãe arrete. Mamãe foi fazer café hoje. Andei vamos nos botar junto a mamãe arrete. Moça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Oh, ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Oh, ça m'appelle la caille m'arrivée. Oh, ça m'appelle la caille.
Big folk ending. Leyla McCalla, thank you for being here. Yeah, it's a great record. Day for the Hunter, A Day for the Prey. Good luck out there. Thanks. Blazing the trails.
Thank you. Gets hot out there
trails.
blazing trails.
It does. We're pulling for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm so glad you were able to come.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next week, we're back on our regularly scheduled programming back at Hillbilly Central with the Queen of Bluegrass, Rhonda Vincent, September 22nd. So we'll see you back there, regular time, 2:30, Bluegrass Situation Facebook page.